Hi everyone, this is Mr. Neighbor and we're going to go over your homework answers from last night. So it's not required, but we're not going to spend as much time as a normal day going over the homework when we get back. So starting at the top, we need to identify our shapes and then use the formulas over here to help us solve them. So first, just to review the formula: area of a rectangle or parallelogram, area of a triangle, and area of a trapezoid. So the first one's a rectangle, and it looks like it's 1, 2, 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4. So we use this formula and do 4 times 3, which is 12. You actually can make all the boxes here too, and that's what the cool part about this grid is. You can count all the boxes every single time, even here where there's half a box. So in this case, we have a parallelogram, which is this formula right here. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, and the quickest path to the other side is 2. So 4 times 2 is 8. Here we have a triangle, and a triangle's formula is base times height divided by 2. So 1, 2, 3 segments by 4 segments would be 12 divided by 2 is 6. Another parallelogram, I would use this side as the base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 segments by 1, 2, 3 segments tall. So 5 times 3 is 15. Here's another triangle. I would use this as the base and the quickest to the top, and that would be the top right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 3 tall. That would be 21, but cut that in half would be 10.5. And here we have our first trapezoid. Trapezoid is the first base added to the second base divided by 2. They're bases because they're the only two parallel sides. So the first base is parallel to the second base. So this length would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this would be 2. So according to this formula, I will do 6 plus 2 divided by 2 times the distance between them, the quickest path, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plus 2 is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 4 times 4 is 16. We have another triangle right here. I'll use this as my base and this as my height. Again, from parallel to that parallel that would touch the opposite point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 2 would be 10, but we always divide by 2, which brings us back to 5. Right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Quickest way to the point would be 3. 6 times 3 is 18. Divided by 2, though, is 9. Another triangle, and this would be the height right here. Quickest way to that opposite side parallel to it, touching that point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3. 5 by 3 would be 15, and that divided by 2 is 7.5. Here is our next trapezoid. Only 2 parallel sides, and that's it. First side would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Second side would be 3. So we're going to do 6 plus 3 cut in half. And we're going to multiply that answer by the height, which would be 3. So 9 divided by 2 is 4.5, and 4.5 times 3 is 13.5. We have a triangle right here. I could use this as the base or this as the base. It doesn't really matter, but then the other one's going to be the height. So I have a base of 1, 2, 3, 4, and a height of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 times 5 is 20, but divide by 2 is 10. Another parallelogram. I'll use this as the base, and I'll draw this line in for the height. Base of 1, 2, 3, 4. Height of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 times 5 is 20, And again, you can see why it's the same formula as a rectangle, because I can take this triangle right here, that triangle, and I can move it into this location and it will fit perfectly and make a rectangle with it. Speaking of rectangles, here's one right now. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks in it, so that's the area. Triangle right here is 3 by 3, so that would be 9, but cut in half is 4.5. And lastly, we have a trapezoid. 1, 2, 3, 4. The other base is 1, so 4 plus 1, divide by 2. That answer times 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. So that'd be 5 cut in half, which is 2.5, and 2.5 times 7 is 17.5. On this page, we're classifying shapes. So there are options here, and we're choosing the options that work for this. So remember, a quadrilateral is something that's four-sided. A polygon is any number of sides, but they have to be straight. So a circle, not a polygon. A hexagon, pentagon, square, rectangle, rhombus, octagon, nonagon, all sided figures are polygons. And then we'll kind of work through the rest, even though we have them in our notes. So this shape right here looks like it's four-sided, so for sure a quadrilateral, got it. For sure a polygon, got it. But a trapezoid, parallelogram, and rectangle all have a set, at least, of parallel sides, and this has none. So those are the only two options. In this picture, it looks like AB is parallel to DC. And then AD is parallel to BC. So two sets of parallel sides. But it can't be a rectangle because it doesn't have a right angle. It doesn't say anything about all the sides being the same length, so I can't do that. But it is for sure a parallelogram. It is for sure a quadrilateral. But if it's not a rectangle, it's not a square. So only those two. In this figure, it looks like we have AB parallel to CD and AD parallel to BC. So that is a parallelogram for sure, a rectangle because we have right angles in there, a quadrilateral because it has four sides, a polygon because it has many sides, and it would classify as a trapezoid. But based off of this book, a trapezoid has only one set of parallel sides. This has two. Here, this looks like a trapezoid again, AB parallel to DC, so circle that. It's a quadrilateral, and it is a polygon. So I don't know why that one wasn't circled, but it is also a polygon. This looks like it's a square. It shows me with these little tick marks that all sides are equal. It tells me AB is parallel to CD, and that AD is parallel to BC. So for sure a parallelogram, for sure a square, quadrilateral. We said trapezoid has only one set of parallel sides, and it's a rectangle because it has all the properties of a rectangle and one more, which is all sides are equal too. Not just opposite sides equal, but all sides. This is looking like a trapezoid, and I know it is because we have one set of parallel sides. So trapezoid, but not a right angle, not all equal sides, not two sets of parallel sides, but there is four sides. This one looking like a rhombus. AB is parallel to CD, AD to BC, so parallel sides, so parallelogram. Rhombus because it's a parallelogram that has all equal sides. Not a square because there's no right angle. Polygon because there's many. Quadrilateral because there's four sides. This is looking like a square even though it's tilted like a baseball diamond. But it says AB is parallel to CD, AD parallel to BC. So a parallelogram, for sure a square, because I see all sides equal with right angles and parallel. Polygon because many-sided. Not a trapezoid because it has more than one parallel side. And it's going to be a rectangle too because it has opposite sides, equal length with right angles. This is looking like a parallelogram where we have AB to DC parallel and AD to BC, so parallelogram. Not a trapezoid because there's more than one set of parallel sides. Not a rectangle because there's no right angle. It is a polygon because it has many sides, and it is four-sided, so it's a quadrilateral. And then lastly, looks like a rectangle. AB parallel to CD, AD to BC, so parallelogram. Rectangle because opposite sides are equal in length. It's a polygon, it's a quadrilateral. It's not a rhombus because it doesn't have all sides the same length. So that's classifying shapes for you. Hope this was helpful, but remember, we'll talk about a lot of this still in class yet. See ya.